Hey, buddy, what is going on?
We're not live just yet.
It says we're live on my. It says we're live on my side.
It says we're live. Oh, okay.
It says we're live on my side, not yours.
I got a bar on this that's saying we're about to go live, but the Zoom video actually says we are live right now. So we are live one way or another.
One way or another, we are live. How is it going, my friend?
I'm right, man. How about yourself?
Horrible, bad week. That's all.
Why is it a bad week?
Well, I had dental surgery on Thursday.
You had dental surgery?
Yeah, I had emergency
dental surgery on Thursday. I did not know this.
I did. So I've got about 8 stitches in my mouth. They found something. They had to go scrape it out, and then they had to like sew it back together and saw down my bone, I guess, in my jaw. But other than that, it was a pretty good week. We got a lot of stuff we could talk about. So let's. That's okay, man. I usually don't tell people my personal stuff like that, but just figured in case I kind of look a little funny or a little swollen on this side. That's what happened. It didn't really affect me at all. Like, really, honestly, just I haven't talked a lot. So if I start talking, we'll see what happens. Worst case, what I really miss though is a hearty meal. Soups and stuff don't really go well for you.
You know, I know that you know this, but when I was in about the 4th or 5th grade, I got into a fight and somebody kicked me in the face with a skate. And anytime I had to get stitches in my lip, and anytime I would eat soup, it would be painful because there was salt in it. And you have no idea how many foods have salt in it. Why is there salt in this?
All of them.
Yeah. Everything has a little bit of salt. Everything. You drink a little bit of soup and it'd destroy your lip. And anything you drink and eat and whatever.
There we go. Okay, cool. All right. Isn't it funny? Do you still have that sensitivity up there?
No. My lip is healed now, right? Like it was only when it was sort of a wound that was healing.
It was a wound, yeah. So it's always good when that happens.
So you can't eat a solid meal?
Not really, no. So some of the stuff that I enjoy to eat, I really can't, like any type of hearty meat or anything. So it's been like soup and stuff.
Can you eat it maybe on the other side of your mouth?
Trying a little bit, but nothing too major yet. It's still sore.
Christ. So how did that play out?
Horribly. I literally went in for a cleaning.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, you got to come back. And I was like, excuse me? They're like, no, we got to come back and we got to do something. And I was like, all right. Not thinking anything of it. Like, figured, something.
We got to do something.
Do something, right? And you're sitting in there, and then the dentist comes in, and the dentist is, I look and I go, what are you doing here? She's like, so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I lost a tooth and stitches in my mouth and my jaw's been shaved down and all that fun stuff. So it's always a good time. Yeah, it happens. What are you going to do?
It's got to suck.
You know what sucks? You want to talk about what sucks?
What sucks?
Sitting in prison when you think you're going to get pardoned and you do not get pardoned.
Is this the man of the year 2020, Joe Exotic?
Joe Erotic himself.
Joe Exotic.
Joe Erotic. That's what I call him.
Have you seen the show Tiger King?
Of course, man. We killed that. Like was that 2 lockdowns ago?
Yeah. And I can't help but find it bizarre. I think I mentioned this to you that of all the things we've talked about on this show in 2020, Joe Exotic was never one of them.
In any other year, Joe Exotic would be something we would be continually talking about. But in the year of 2020, nobody's talking. It seems natural.
I feel
like, yeah, of course.
I feel like Joe Exotic was probably one of the top things that was going on in 2020, but he was. Doesn't
it seem that long ago though? Like, does it not seem so long ago? You're like, it was a year ago, the longest fucking year in the world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Like, what gave Joe Exotic, like, you've seen the limo sitting outside of the prisons, you've seen this. What gave him the idea that Trump was going to pardon him?
I have no idea. I think he's sort of got this delusion of grandeur enough that he's like, oh yeah, fucking Trump's going to pardon me for sure. Trump's got these pardons out, and Joe Exotic's legal team has made it known that they are expecting a pardon from Donald Trump based on nothing whatsoever. He probably liked my show and he's going to give me a pardon. I'm sure of it.
Nothing at all. Like, that's the thing that really mind boggles me. Like he must have had insider information.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is, do we know that perhaps Trump's legal team got a hold of Joe Exotic or Joe Exotic's legal team. I don't really know. Like, that was what you would assume. But since he didn't get pardoned, that's not what happened. You know what I mean? Like, that didn't happen.
Like, I think that like that sums up America perfectly.
What's
Joe
that?
Exotic thinking he's going to get pardoned. Just because you had like 100 million views on your show that showed you're batshit crazy about tigers doesn't mean that a president is going to just pardon you because that's who you are.
Well, here's an interesting thing. Yeah, I think that if you've seen this show, he's just that conceited. He's got that much of a delusion of grandeur that he just thinks, I'm awesome. Of course Trump's going to fucking pardon. Trump's handing out pardons. I'm going to be one of the people.
I'm getting one. Exactly. Like, I'm getting one. Like, but I don't understand. Like I could see like somebody who's been years of drug abuse
okay. Yeah.
But what I'm saying, like I understand, and we see it in every community. You see like the one guy who's had a little too much acid and thinks that he's something else, or doesn't mean. What the fuck is this guy? If this guy's that batshit crazy to think he was gonna get pardoned, he deserves to be in an insane asylum, not in a prison.
I agree to just sort of make that up and assume that you're gonna get pardoned. Absolutely. Now, this is the other thing that I was thinking is there's two camps of people that think about Tiger King. There are two types of people. There are those people that think that the show is terrible and it's absolute trash. And then there's the people that have actually seen it. Because anyone that hasn't seen it says that show's garbage. But everyone that's seen it is fucking hooked on the Tiger King.
Well, I only watched it once. Yeah. I don't know if you've watched it more than once. I've only watched it once. I know people that have watched it more than once.
Okay.
I don't think I could do that again to myself.
You don't think you could do it?
I didn't mind the show, but watching the theatrics afterwards, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, honestly, what are we doing in this world that we need to give Joe Exotic his own pardon? But that limo we had, though, it was like, oh, this guy's gotten out. Like, he's got a limo backed up right to it, right? Like, could you imagine being a beat reporter and just sitting there and just going, oh, I don't know. I have to sit here and wait for Joe Exotic to get kicked out of jail and whatever his name is. Like, just ridiculous. And he didn't get it, and then he was all hurt.
Well, I'll say this. He's a lot more of a good human being than some of the other people that Trump's decided to pardon.
Oh, wow. That is a statement. When you start thinking about this, you're like, okay, so he abused animals, he killed animals, he burnt down his own shack, he's basically like put people into drug-induced sexual fantasies, I guess you would call it. I don't know. Like, he had one of his lovers that would straight kill himself with a gun.
Yeah, that
like, and then you're like,
I don't know if that was like.
Then your statement's like, Trump pardoned worse people.
Well, Trump did pardon worse people.
Wow. Yeah. Like that sums up America, though. That sums up America.
Yeah. And he didn't cause the guy to kill himself. The guy was playing Russian roulette, and he did end up killing himself.
Well, that's the joys of Russian roulette. When the gun goes, when you lose, you don't know you lost because the lights just go out.
That is true. So speaking of Donald Trump and the previous administration, have you heard Dr. Fauci's recent statements about him?
No, please do. I seen that and I didn't know what it was. So please tell me.
Well, basically, he said working with this new administration is awesome. It's the first time I've been able to speak freely and actually give information. Say actual facts to people. And he said that one of the most relieving things about this administration is, what is it? One of the things is you get to answer. No, it says, if you don't know the answer, you're allowed to say, I don't know, instead of just making something up.
Wow. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, though. Like, now that makes me want to be part of Trump's administration even more.
Why?
Dude, you're like, fuck it. You know what? Fuck them. They're going to spin it anyways. You might as well just produce fake news.
So
and all of a sudden you're just like, fuck you, here you go. We're doing El Faco Newso.
So you're saying that you would like to be part of an administration that advises people on a pandemic and a health crisis.
No.
If they don't know the answer, they're required to just make something up.
No, okay, not about a pandemic. I don't want, but like if they're like, where was the president last night? Be like, I don't know, make some shit up. Be like, all right, so like there was a fire and there was kittens, and he climbed up the ladder by himself and saved those kittens. And they'd be like, oh, that's a great president.
So you're pro bullshit. You're pro bullshit.
Absolutely. I need that.
No.
I need that in my life.
You don't want to have credibility. You don't want people to go, that guy never makes shit up. He's a reliable source.
Yeah, isn't he? Isn't he though?
That's what I'm saying is people won't be saying that about you if you're gonna make shit up.
Whatever, man. People still watch CNN. Like, give me a fucking break.
So what do you feel about Dr. Fauci saying it's nice to be able to speak freely instead of have Donald Trump? A lot of people have commented on this, watching him over the last year. Dr. Fauci it sort of felt like he was being had like Donald Trump muscling him into saying what he wants. Donald Trump standing there next to him saying like, you better, not saying, but it feels like he was pressured to say what Donald Trump wanted and toe that line, and eventually was sort of like disappeared from these press conferences too.
Yeah, which is safe, because then you don't get pulled into Trump's bullshit, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel bad for him, right? I think that, but I would hope in Canada, I don't even know it could happen in Canada. I would hope we would have the decency, because he's a doctor, to allow him to speak. Like, he's a doctor, right? Like, doesn't matter what the doctor says. If I go to a doctor and the doctor says you have cancer, okay, I have cancer. Like, you're a doctor. You're good. You know what I mean? Like, I trust your opinion. Like, if you're a mechanic, I bring my car to you and you say, you need an oil change and all your air filters. Give me an oil change and all my oil. Like, that's what you do.
So you just went to a dentist this week, like you said earlier on this show, and they said you have to come back. I assume they didn't know what you were coming back for. What if they said, oh yeah, it's just a cavity filling, and then at the end of the thing, you're fucking missing a tooth and you've got your jaw straight
Dude, it was supposed to be a filling.
Oh, so this is what they did to you. They did this to you.
So I had a filling. I had a filling, like an old filling. And they're like, we're just going to pop that off because it's kind of jagged. Oh, we're just going to put like a new one in and all this stuff. I'm like, okay. Like, and now the poor dentists.
Yeah.
Are two, like the dentist and the dental assistant are two females. Combined are probably 6.5 feet tall. Like, they're little tiny girls. They're very nice and lovely, and I love them. They go, we need to talk. And I go, okay. They go,
are they breaking up with you?
Emergency dental surgery. You got to sign off on this. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You're like, you went to replace a filling. And they're like, yeah, we seen something we didn't like. And I'm like, oh my God. So it's like you have 30 seconds to like decide. But I'm like,
you feel like they did this to you as they told you one thing and then you found out it was something else.
They're doctors, so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, if that makes sense to you. Like, they're not after a tooth. They'd make more money milking me for fillings every 6 months than they would just yanking out a tooth, right? But
that's fair.
I mean, it is what it is. And like I said, like, if the doctor comes out, as long as they're not hiding anything, right? Like, that's what I'm afraid of. Like, I would think that a doctor, you would trust a doctor. And if the doctor, like Dr. Fauci, I should know his name by now. He's been in the news enough, but I don't care.
You're close enough. Fauci, whatever you said, those are close enough.
But I'm just saying, like, you should be able to trust him. And if you got that high, you got to be like, okay, he got that high. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's an intelligent doctor. He knows what's going on. Let him speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you would think anyone that's a reasonable, rational, intelligent person would trust Dr. Fauci to just say what he thinks instead of influence him.
But now is Fauci kind of throwing Trump under the bus like it seems everybody else is doing?
Well,
if that makes sense. Like, no, but like, he's gone. I'm not going to have any type of reprimand.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so this is what happened. So Trump's this, and this. And you're like, he's out of office now. Like, he can't defend himself. Like, he can't go on Twitter and be like, hey, fake news. He can't do that, right?
He can't even go on Twitter to defend himself. Yeah, there is something about the fact that he can't defend himself that's interesting and maybe a little bit wrong. But I also think that Dr. Fauci was forced to toe Donald Trump's line against his will for this administration. I think anybody watching kind of knew that. And
okay, so what if he would have been like, "Okay, could this have been made? Was this made in a lab?" And the guy's like, "Yes." Fauci's like, "It is." I was like, "Okay, we're gonna bomb China now. Thank you." Like, no, but think about it though. Like, you literally, if what on the word on the street is true, that the guy eats a bat, makes a sickness, cause one motherfucker ate a raw bat or a bat, we have to be in lockdown. It's costed us, like, it's gonna take us a generation to get out of this shit.
No, we'll be out of it soon.
No, but like the cost of everything is gonna
the cost
fuck
of
us.
everything, it's gonna
fuck us, right?
Yeah. But what you just said about it possibly being made in a lab
could be.
There are people who believe that. I don't know if I believe it, but it's an interesting theory.
I prefer the bat. I prefer the bat myself.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a little more plausible.
No, because it makes people like, just, I want you to reevaluate your life when you're not eating bats.
Yeah.
What do you have? I'm eating some chicken. Don't eat bats. All right.
Yeah. It just goes to show you how fragile disease really can be.
Who is Trump going to come back for 2024?
Is Trump going to come back for 2024? Man, he's going to be older than Joe Biden if he does.
I don't know, man. I hope he doesn't.
Listen, if Joe Biden is alive in 2024 and Trump runs against him, that's the only way Joe Biden gets reelected. Because nobody likes Joe Biden. The Democrats, like the people that support Democrats, the liberals, they don't like Joe Biden. So the only way to make Joe Biden win is for somebody worse than Joe Biden to run again.
So here's another thing too I want to talk about now that we're going into the Biden thing. Biden's wife is going to continue to work her regular job.
Is she? That's cool.
No, that is not cool.
Why?
I don't even know what she does now. She's a doctor, but I think it's a doctor in education. I think, don't quote me on that. I don't know what she has a doctorate in.
She's a doctor, but she's not a medical doctor. That's all I really know. Because I know some conservatives were saying she didn't call herself a doctor because she's not a medical doctor.
No. She's got her doctorate, you fucking morons. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But I don't think so. She's the first lady. You got to think of all of the security that's got to be with her. No way. I would even contemplate that. They want to talk about Trump's golfing. What the hell is that going to cost?
Yeah, that's an interesting point. Is she going to have like Secret Service around her while she's working? That's Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting point. I actually respect the fact that she wants to continue to work. I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that until you brought it up, though.
I believe in working too, but I think that she could go and do so much more, like with the White House, instead of working. Does that make sense to you? Like, I think she's the first female woman to have her doctorate as first lady, I believe. So she's well educated. Like, but all the first ladies.
What about Hillary Clinton? I don't know if she has a doctorate, but she's probably got. I don't know. She may have had something. I don't know.
But maybe.
Actually, no, she doesn't have her doctorate, because if Hillary Clinton had her doctorate, she would be.
You would know it.
Hillary Clinton, and you would fucking know it.
Yeah. She would tell you, "I am Dr. Clinton, kiss my ass."
Exactly, yeah.
That is it. What are you, the doctor of love?
No, she's definitely not the doctor of love, because her husband
had to find some love somewhere else. Her husband is the doctor of love. I got my. He's the doctor of thugonomics. That's exactly what they are.
Thugonomics. So let me ask you this. I've been dying to ask you this. What do you think about Joe Biden's day one?
Holy fucking car wreck. You want to talk about fucking your neighbors of the north?
Yeah, XL pipeline.
Yes, the pipeline. Keystone.
Is that what you were getting at? Yeah.
Yeah, Keystone's fucked. Now it sounds like that same type of caravan of like the people walking when Trump first got in, like from Mexico, Guatemala. They were walking through Mexico, coming up. Yeah. Looks like they're coming again, and it looks like they're going to be allowed back into the States.
Yeah, he has loosened restrictions on illegal immigrants, and made sure that they get treated sort of like humans. There was a lot of there's sort of a wait there. I know that there was a waiting period of like a month where they were physically and even sometimes sexually assaulted in these camps where they were waiting to be processed. And Joe Biden put an end to that right away. And there was a lot of good that I thought he did, actually.
Well, but isn't it funny that Biden and Obama started it and then he had to end it because they found out what it was during Trump's?
I don't believe that that's true. I think Trump.
No, it's a proven fact. Like the cages and stuff you've seen.
Yeah, I know. I know that Obama was responsible for that. Yes.
And Biden, yes, they were the ones who did it all.
Yeah.
And then Trump tightened the screw a little bit. It was like, no, we got to keep you guys out because we're going downhill quick here. And apparently is it California is just all homeless people now? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know if it's all homeless people, but there is a homeless problem in California. When I went to California, I saw the homeless problem, and I was only there for a few weeks, and it was like, wow.
And that was how many years ago? 10 years ago?
Not 10, but not that long ago. Like 7 or 8, something like that. Yeah.
So yeah. So like, I mean, that's something that, you know, I wish him the best, but I don't know, man. I don't like his first day can kiss my ass as far as I'm concerned, because he literally fucked us over. So
yeah, well, the Keystone XL pipeline is not going through, and that's not going to be great for Canada's economy. It's going to be great for a lot of the environment, a lot of people who own land that they didn't want it going through, like Native American people. I know that they had their fights over that sort of stuff.
Which I understand. Which, hey, what I mean, like, stand up and fight for your right, you know, for the land and stuff. And I'm with you as long as it's all peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I don't understand why we can't bend a pipeline around certain areas or lands to kind of, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, okay, it's going to cost us an additional $10 million. Cool.
Yeah, that's go
around the fucking land.
Well, that's kind of exactly what's going on in North Bay. My hometown is they wanted to run an oil pipeline through Trout Lake, which is our drinking water, and a lot of people were against that. And I can't help but wonder, why not put it like down, like fucking couple miles down the fucking street where it's not directly in the drinking water? There's a lot of, I can understand the fear that it could burst one day and contaminate our only source of drinking water.
Yeah, it doesn't make, man, that didn't make sense at all, though. Like, why couldn't you? I think they wanted to come up by airport, go all the way up through there, and then come down on Lee's Road, come down through. Just go straight to Quebec and then bring it in.
Sure, yeah.
Like, it's all woods up there. It's all bush up there anyway.
Yeah, it's all yeah, exactly. It's not like there's a fucking skyscraper in the way. It's all fucking bush.
There was a skyscraper in the way. Tear it down. Who cares?
It probably cost a lot of money. There was something else Joe Biden did day one that it's slipping my mind that I wanted to ask you about.
What, because you're Joe Biden?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just couldn't put my finger on it, but there's something else I wanted to talk about. Did you watch the inauguration?
I didn't, but I've heard a lot about it.
I gotta tell you, man, I love Lady Gaga. I really do. And she sung the national anthem. I thought it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was great to see everybody there. Uncle Bernie Sanders.
Oh yeah, of course. How can we not talk about these memes? This is all the internet's been doing for the last couple days.
My wife doesn't understand my love of memes. And then Bernie Sanders came out, and all she sends me is memes of Bernie Sanders and those goddamn mitts in the dumbest places. I love it. I love every meme. I love it all, guys.
So good. There's so many. Everybody, the one that seems to get posted every single day, every single time somebody shares one Bernie Sanders meme, the one that gets posted underneath is the one of Bernie Sanders putting someone in a leg lock.
Yeah, it's so true. Yes, man, or an arm bar. He put somebody else in an arm bar, right?
Yeah. I made a couple. I don't know if you saw them on my wall. I made one where he's in the Fight Club. It's Fight Club at the end where he's got the gun in his mouth. I made another one where he's being interrogated by Batman in The Dark Knight. And I made another one where he's the dog from Futurama waiting to be president, which is really sad. Pulls at everyone's heartstrings.
Bernie Sanders threw his meme on a sweatshirt, charged $45 for it, sold out immediately in all sizes, then donated 100% of the proceeds to Meals on Wheels Vermont.
Oh, that is so cool. That is awesome. That's
So,
even better.
Bernie Sanders is somehow the oldest bastard alive. We always make fun of Uncle Bernie. Weekend at Bernie's. He's a what is he? A socialist? Yeah, socialist, communist.
He's a socialist capitalist or socialist Democrat is what he says, but sure.
Sure, whatever. He finds out, he becomes a meme, and instead of being an asshole about it, he's like, fuck it, I'll put it on his shirt, sell it out, and I'll make some money.
He shares the wealth. No, he gave it all to Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, he just gave it away. He's like, fuck it, I don't care.
So this meme that's taking over the internet is actually helping to save the world. Do you have any that you prefer? Like any that you saw that you thought were really cool?
Not like there's every one I see, I'm just like,
yeah.
You always think like, let me just have one. I got tons. Like,
well, I'll tell you one that I saw while you're pulling one up. My favorite one so far is it's The Undertaker tombstoning Roman Reigns, but instead of The Undertaker, it's Bernie Sanders, and he's even got the mitts where he's holding the guy. So it's like Bernie's face behind, like between the guy's legs, and he's got the mitts holding him there. Yeah, that one's getting shared everywhere. You can't. That's the one that everyone's sharing.
It's McGregor.
Oh no, that's the McGregor one.
Yeah, it's McGregor getting knocked out, and then Bernie Sanders putting his arms out.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Like, how bad is that though? Like, nobody's talking about. They're like, yeah, fuck whatever, Biden. They're like, look at Bernie's mitts and the way he's sitting. He's just so angry. Like, I'm just done sitting here.
I don't know if he's angry, is he?
I don't know, man. When do these fuckers retire?
Well, I think
there should be a shelf life on him. There should be.
Bernie's doing a lot of good. I don't think he has any plans to retire.
No, not at all.
No.
What, do you think he's going to try again for 2024?
I don't think he will ever get the Democratic nomination. I think that when Hillary fucking put the screws to him, I think he should have beaten Hillary. I think if the DNC hadn't rigged the primaries against him, he would have beaten Hillary. And the polls had shown that the polls were showing that when they went to the actual national election, that Bernie was ahead of Hillary if they were to go against Trump. So Bernie would have beaten. Both polls showed that Hillary would have won, but it showed that Bernie would have won by more. Hillary barely lost, so you have to assume that Bernie might have won.
Hillary Clinton can just fuck off now.
That's the one thing.
So can Trump. Trump can too.
That's the one thing. Now you've turned on Trump. You've turned on Trump.
I haven't turned on Trump. I'm just like, okay, your time is over. It's done.
Uh-huh.
You just walk away, man.
And he's leaving kicking and screaming.
Yeah, leaving kicking and did you hear when he played on the helicopter when he was leaving?
No, what did he play?
And this maybe even go over your head. It was fun to stay at the YMCA.
Okay. Why is that YMCA?
So it's over your head. You do not remember his first day in office. When he tried to move the Capitol to his Trump towers.
I did know that, yeah. I did know that.
And then he said because the White House is a shithole.
Did he say that? Wow.
Yeah, so then what he said was he was going to pay out of his own pocket to fix the White House up.
Well, I heard he was going to pay to fly back and forth, but yeah.
He was, but then they said no. He said, well, let me fix the White House then. And they said no, because of its age, you have to do a certain thing to a certain code. You can't just like tear down walls and like make it square. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, no, that's not how it works. Yeah. So when he was there, he's like, finally, I'm out of the YMCA now. I can actually go back to living my lifestyle.
That's fair.
Do you think they chase him for more, like go for prison term with him, or do they just say, fuck it, just stay out of the news, we'll leave you alone?
I think they're going to want to go after him, but they've already tried to. They've already impeached him and had him stand trial for some things. Whether or not they're going to, to me, I don't totally understand why they wouldn't go after him for everything in that situation, but I also do think that there could be charges that are coming. I do think that.
You think so, eh?
Yeah. Why?
I don't know, because I don't know if you want to rock that boat.
Why?
You're rocking the boat on a former president. Yeah, you better make sure that every other living president hasn't fucked up at all. Because the minute they do and Trump finds out, you have to go after them too. Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man. You can't just do one and not do the other, right?
Yeah, you make an interesting point. Is that if we start convicting political adversaries once they're out of office or whatever, that's starting to get into dictatorship.
But completely different if there was a genocide attached to it that we didn't know about, right? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you're like, hey, this guy like killed 50 million people without us knowing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. There is a different. There's a thin line there where it's like you have to be held accountable for the things that you do, but you also can't. It can't be a vindictive thing or like a you're my former political adversary and I'm gonna. And Trump's an interesting one because Trump could run again too. So this could be a lot of.
You just got to be careful because if he goes, fuck it, I'll run as an independent, and he still has the fuckers he still has all of his Make America Great Again.
Well, what I'm saying is it could be a bit of a conflict of interest. It shouldn't be. If he's done something wrong, he should be held accountable for it. But to go after someone who could be a political opponent in the future just feels sort of like a conflict of interest. But again, if he's done something wrong, he should be held accountable for that too.
He's also the president of the United States, and none of us will ever have that power. So to me, like, you don't know, people don't know what to do with that power. You can't just go, yeah, you know what, fuck you, you did it wrong. You have power that you don't go to school to become president. No. Like when you're giving it to and they go, oh, by the way, you have this and this and this. You're like, you're all right. So
what were the things that you listed that we were going to talk about this week on the last show?
Okay, so we talked about the inauguration.
Yeah.
Now, I got a question for you. Sure. I want to go back and touch back on the inauguration. Garth Brooks performed.
Okay.
Now, hardcore right ring guy. Wasn't a Trump supporter, just very right, very like he's always supported like George W. Like he supported the Bushes, like he was like that. And I know you are a Garth Brooks fan.
I'm not a Garth Brooks fan.
Were you not a Garth Brooks fan when we were younger?
I think like my mom was a Garth Brooks fan.
Anyways, I'm a fan of Garth Brooks. But then he went and they were like, hey, you can't, the right people, some of my friends were like, I used to like him until he performed.
Okay.
And I'm like, the amount of money he's going to make off of performing, you're performing at one of the biggest watched ceremonies in the world. That's business, right?
Sure.
Would you hate somebody, would you like a band? Like if the Foo Fighters, if Trump got in again, and then like the Foo Fighters were playing his inauguration, or that's Rage Against the Machine. I know Rage wouldn't, so I'm not going to say Rage.
Absolutely wouldn't.
No, but like the Foo Fighters, would you hate the Foo Fighters?
Oh, that'd be a tough one. You'd have to separate your politics from their artistic ability, but that's even, you know.
You know what I mean? Like, and if Dave Grohl comes out and says, like, listen, like, we're playing for the president. We're not playing for Donald Trump. We're playing for the president.
I don't know, man. That's an interesting thing. Or even worse is if they are saying we're playing to support Donald Trump. We like Donald Trump. What do you do there if it's like your favorite band? And suddenly you have to ask yourself, do I have to have the same political leaning as someone who I enjoy their artistic work?
And this is what's killing Hollywood. Don't push your beliefs onto me. Whatever you want to do, whoever you believe in or whatever the fuck you believe in, you do you, man. But just
I feel the opposite. I feel the opposite. Yeah. If I ever got that much of a stage, that much of a spotlight, I would want to speak out and try to influence people.
I would speak out against things, not politics. I would speak out against like hunger and AIDS and unprotected sex and drug overdoses and things of that nature. Like things you could really do a difference in.
Speak out against unprotected sex?
Well, yeah, man. Like every time you know what? We're not talking about this right now. Yes. Kids, don't be a dimmy, rap your Jimmy. Man, I'm trying to do population control. We don't need like 17,000 little bastards like you running around in this world.
All right.
No, but what I'm saying, like, as long as you don't preach to me, like, don't push like, if you come on and say, like, fuck you, Trump, I'm like, all right, I don't need to hear that. Like, you're crazy. You're deranged and crazy. Just shut up and entertain me. That's all I want. I want you to make fucking movies that I can go and watch, eat popcorn, just shut the fuck up. That's it. I don't care. I don't care if you've ever done a nude scene. I don't care. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. I don't care if you're in Avengers, if you're in Marvel, DC, whatever you're in. Just entertain me. Shut the hell up. I don't care. That's all. I just want you to entertain me.
Okay, but if you made it big and we're, I don't know, let's say
we're going to make it. We're going to make it big.
Let's say this is obviously we're going to talk about politics, but let's say you made it big as an actor and weren't doing something like this.
Yep.
Would you come out and say you would just not talk about politics?
I would not. It's pointless. No, it's pointless. And like just certain things like now as I'm getting older, like I'm kind of realizing like my stance on abortion, I don't have a horse in the race. Mm-hmm. I don't. That's a female thing. I just, whatever they agree with, I stand behind them. Like I said before, like I support Black Lives Matter. I don't support rioting. Like I support on everybody being equal, but I don't support the rioting and stuff.
Would you say something like that if you were famous for acting?
Yes, I would stand up. I would stand up for Black Lives Matter, of course.
Well, then that's a political issue that you'd be speaking out about.
Okay, so I would probably just make it colored. I would just kind of. That's gonna sound like everybody gets paid the same. It's so hard with Hollywood though, man.
Yeah.
Because I'll pay to go see The Rock, right? Like I'll go pay my $10 or my $20 to go watch The Rock. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go pay $20 to see Jennifer Lawrence on her own. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to pay. Like if you're going to pay a woman that much, you better have a draw. And there's not a lot of women in Hollywood that have that draw right now.
Oh, don't say that.
Okay, dude, let's talk about women I would pay to go see, like if she was in a movie by herself. There's maybe 4 or 5 of them at most I can think of off the top of my head. Julia Roberts.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, she's pretty famous.
Meryl Streep.
I don't know. I'm
Susan Sarandon, maybe. If there was a good ensemble, I'm trying to think of other females that I would pay to go. I would stand up. I would pay and go see.
What about Amy Schumer?
No, fuck no. You have to pay me to watch that shit. Fuck that.
What about Anne Hathaway?
Yeah, I like Anne Hathaway. I got no problem with Anne Hathaway. Yeah, she's a good singer. She's a good actress. She's talented. She's a talented human being.
Sally Field.
Oh, Forrest Gump.
Well, back in the day. She's been in a lot of other stuff. She's been in Hollywood for in her entire life.
Yeah, I'd probably go see a Sally Field movie. Yeah, for sure.
Cameron Diaz.
No.
Jennifer Aniston.
No.
Amy Adams.
No.
Angelina Jolie.
What kind of movie?
Angelina Jolie. I think.
Are we talking like?
It's got to be a good movie. It's not. Are we talking like to see anyone in a bad movie?
But are we talking like action movie? Like, are we talking like Wanted, like something like that, or are we talking like? I don't know, a shitty movie that she was in. I don't know. Because she usually has a good supporting cast.
Okay.
Like Angelina usually rolls with a pretty good cast, so I would probably go watch an Angelina Jolie movie.
What about one with Nicolas Cage?
Gone in 60 Seconds, baby.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was going to say.
Great movie. That's a great movie.
I got a list here. I don't know.
Of what?
Of female actresses. I'm just trying to see if there's anyone really that I can think of on top of that. I don't know. There's
who would you like, and then then with me, I find maybe I'm different, but with me, I find I'd rather go watch a director's movie, if that makes sense to you. Like I'll go watch a Scorsese movie, or I'll go watch, whatever, like a Tarantino movie or something. I'll go watch a Spielberg movie. I don't care about the cast, right? You know what I mean? But I'm not about to go, oh yeah, I want to do this. But to me, it's, Denzel Washington. Nobody could, in my eyes, Denzel's probably one of the greatest actors we ever had. Tom Hanks too. Do you know what I mean? There's not too many female actresses that have the draw power that the males do, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah. I mean, and is that Hollywood's fault maybe that they don't push females the way they push males?
No, but they're putting I'm not saying half of these movies are believable. I don't think that I find every movie that a female's in that they try and make it good, they push the female product way too much to kill it.
How do you mean?
Like the Ghostbusters movie.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I fucking hated the Ghostbusters movie.
I didn't hate it, but there were things that I hated about it.
You know, just some of the female movies when you watch it, you're like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, yeah. I do tend to agree with you, though. When I was younger, I probably watched movies based on who the actor was. And then now that I'm older and I maybe pay a little bit more attention to that sort of stuff, it's a lot more about who the director is.
I love watching. Yeah, that's it. Like when you go in and look at my Blu-rays and stuff, it's like, oh wow, you only have like maybe seven directors. You know, you got. I'm like, no, these are all the same like directors' movies, like Tarantino's and stuff. Like, I like that kind of stuff because I don't care about the actors. Because you know, like a Tarantino movie, he usually pulls out some guy out of obscurity and then puts him in his movie. Same with Scorsese. Like you'll be like, okay, so they'll usually pull.
He has done that. I mean, Pulp Fiction. He brought, what's his name? Fucking disco guy back from obscurity.
John Travolta?
Yeah, that guy. Brought him back from he revived his career.
Samuel L. Jackson's, I'd say, probably fired it off there.
Maybe.
Christoph Waltz.
But he does have like names that he goes back to and uses all the time.
Sam Jackson, perfect example.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he always uses obscure names.
No, but like he's got a few movies where like you're like, who the hell is this guy? And then you're like, oh wow, it's actually a really good actor, or it's a big actor from like overseas.
Okay.
Like you'll see like a big friend, like Christoph Waltz, and then there's a few other ones where you're like, where the hell did you get him?
So who's your favorite female actress?
Oh wow. That's a good question, man.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be Halle Berry?
Halle Berry's good.
Yeah, I would think Halle Berry. Wow. Favorite female actress. Yeah, I'd probably go her.
Mm-hmm. And
oh, you know what? Maybe Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone, that's fair.
Yeah, I'd probably go love Sharon Stone.
Who's the woman that Quentin Tarantino always casts? The fuck's her name? Kill Bill chick.
Oh, well, it isn't always, but for the 3 movies, Gwyneth. No. How are we having a Poison Ivy? What the fuck?
What's her name?
Oh my.
The fuck is her name?
What are we both Bernie Sanders all of a sudden?
Can't believe we can't think of it. I'm Googling it right now. It is Uma Thurman.
God damn it. Yes.
Uma Thurman. So she can headline movies. She headlined Kill Bill.
Yeah, but we don't really talk about her. We couldn't remember her name.
Oh, that's just because of a brain fart. I would have thought of her name. Honestly, because this camera's on, I think it's sort of like your brain goes a little bit mushy sometimes. It's like when you're on the spot, some people sort of freeze up a little bit, and it's.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. Yeah, you know, I don't mind her, but she hasn't been in anything lately, has she?
She hasn't been in anything lately. I don't know about that. She has to have been on something lately. Let me just see.
I mean, same with Sharon Stone, but like a lot of these females are walking away from Hollywood, right?
Yeah. Well, she's been in a TV show called Chambers. A couple TV shows. Down a Dark Hall. I don't know what that is. The House that Jack Built.
See, like not like
on The Slap, American Dad, like a couple episodes.
So yeah, that's what I mean.
I don't know what any of that crap is. Maybe you're right.
Oh, but I mean, it's the thing, right? Like some people don't even want to be in Hollywood anymore. Like Cameron Diaz. Like, when was the fucking last time you seen her do anything?
I feel like she's around, but I don't know what. So let me ask you this: did you watch the fight?
Of course.
What'd you think?
What did I think? That's a great question. What did I think of that? I don't know. I wouldn't have paid for the fight.
You wouldn't have paid for it. So I'm guessing that means you didn't pay for the fight.
I did. Of course I did. I don't know, man. McGregor got knocked out, which I thought was going to happen.
Well, it's interesting. I thought Poirier won round 1. I thought he was doing well in round 1, dominated. Round 2, I thought Conor really was dominating stand-up. and then just in a fucking split, like not even a split second, he just started missing punches.
And I got knocked the fuck out.
Like Poirier's ducking and starting to like see holes in his stand up, and then just boom, saw an opening, and like Conor kind of took the punches, and it was like he wasn't out, but he wasn't firing back. He was not defending, and then just boom, Poirier just knocked him the fuck out. Poirier just
and Conor after the fact kind of said it, but like I was telling my buddies, like Conor's gonna lose, and they're like, no, he's not gonna lose. I'm like, when was the last time Conor McGregor was punched?
Well, he's been punched.
No, but when? He fought Cowboy a year ago.
Yeah, you're right.
And he didn't get punched there. He beat the piss out of Cowboy in like 25 seconds.
Yeah, you're right.
Then he didn't fight for a year before. Like, last time he fought, what was it? Fucking Khabib? So last time he got into a fight, Khabib choked him out. Right? Or Khabib knocked him out?
Khabib definitely punched him. Khabib choked him out. Khabib, he did a...
No, but like that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Those to like 2 years without getting punched.
Mm-hmm.
You got punched and you fell.
Well, I mean, we don't know what's been going on in his training camp, though, right?
But you're not gonna fucking go for knockout punches against Conor.
There are guys that do. There are guys when you do like a full contact training. So we don't know that he's not doing that.
Yeah, but you're not punching. You're not going after fucking Old Glory. You're not going for a fucking home run hit on McGregor.
I mean, I wouldn't do it the week before fight, but he might have done it at some point.
I don't know, man. He's going to learn. He said he's coming back, so who knows? What does he do? Maybe he goes number 3 with Poirier. And like they're already saying, Vegas just came out this morning and said that Conor McGregor is a slight favorite for their number 3 fight. So
for their number 3 fight.
So Vegas has already come out and said
for the third match.
For the third fight, McGregor's still ahead.
And I will be honest with you. I honestly believe that he should get a rematch because, like I said, in that second round, Conor was ahead on the stand-up for most of it, and then he just started to fall a little bit behind. He just started to miss some punches, and Poirier just started connecting with punches, and then I guess Poirier just got fucking brave, started to get confident in his stand-up, and just knocked him out, went in for the kill. So
yeah, but then the same thing with Poirier was that, to me, was like he learned from his first mistake. Like when he first fought Conor, 3 years ago now? Something
like that.
Was like, okay. It was like, fuck, okay, now I know what I need to do.
Yeah.
I need to train fighter. I need to, instead of going right back at Conor, he's like, give me some time. Let me just build back up. And Dana White was like, you're not getting a rematch against Conor McGregor because you're not in that level. Now he's at that level and knocked out Conor McGregor. What are you going to do?
Yeah. I say they should have another match. I think it was a good fight. I think both guys did great, but on this day, fucking Poirier was ahead just by enough.
You think it was that close? I looked at it a different way. Conor needs to retire.
I don't. No, I think that the first round, Poirier was winning, and I would say Poirier won the fight overall. Second round, stand up. I think that Conor was just better for most of the fight until Poirier, I don't know what the opening was. I don't know what it was, and I've watched it back a few times. There was a leg kick thing where his leg was kind of not giving out, but you could tell he hurt him with that last leg kick. And then, Conor was still a little bit ahead on stand-up for a few seconds after that, but not long after, Poirier just started to come into the lead, just pulled ahead a little bit and then knocked him out. And as soon as Poirier got ahead a little bit, he knocked him the fuck out.
Well, that's it, right? So like Poirier knew that's a great fighter is when you can close that fight out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So has McGregor, I always found was up here, like above, right?
Yeah.
And then then Khabib beat him, so then he kind of went down here. He went out of his weight class. I think he's found the right weight class. Mm-hmm. I still would prefer to see Conor go up one, then come down to what he did, because I think Conor McGregor, a little thicker, is a better fighter. Now, has the whole thing watch Conor McGregor and then, because Conor's obviously taken some steps back, but also the whole division also stepped up. So I think that Conor McGregor is ranked 4th. It was ranked 4th yesterday. Should be down in the lower, like 8 or 9 now. He shouldn't be up as high as he was. He has to. He should have to climb his way back through the ranks now to fight. Like he's had.
The thing that I find about Conor is when he gets in the octagon, he's either light years behind his opponent or light years ahead. And it's very rare. Like, this was a closer fight. I thought it was a pretty good fight, but most of the time he does like a 45-second knockout, or you know what I mean? Or he's toying with the guy the whole fight, and you can tell that he's just that far ahead. And then there's times when he's in there with Khabib where it's like, this guy is just not on the same level as this guy.
Yeah, because Khabib went and wrestled the fucking grizzly bear in the Arctic Circle. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And sometimes even when he's lost, Conor's able to come back and win again. But yeah, Conor's a funny fighter. He's not like a great fighter. He's not like, it's funny because there's those matches where he's in there with someone where he's just light years ahead of them, and you're like, Conor's just a great fighter. And then there's other times where he's in there with other guys, and you're just like, Conor's not really that great. I don't know what people see in him.
Conor's not that great. All of a sudden, it's like, okay, what happens, right?
Yeah.
But he's so distracted.
Yeah.
Like the guy needs to do is like go into like the basement of a school in like North Bay. Like, just go somewhere and hide, and like go and like build yourself a little like an old, like, just go find an old gym and just don't roll around in who fucking showed up in a Rolls Royce, a $500,000 car in a suit. Oh yeah, billionaire strut. You got your teeth kicked in, bud.
And that's the thing with fighters, and I think I said it on last week's show, is once they get a little bit of money, it softens them. It just has to. And people buy it, but he runs a WWE style camp. It's like he cuts like a promo, right? Cuts a promo. Who the fuck is this guy? I never heard of this guy. And then like he'll WWE something up, and then he'll forget to train. It's like, okay, now this one I got to go and I got to make smiles for the camera, and I got to do this and I got to do that. He doesn't have an edge anymore. I think he's, like you said, he's got his money. He doesn't care anymore. I don't think he cares. Yeah. I don't know if he doesn't care, but like I said, it softens you. It has to. It
has to, dude. If I had $100 million, would you be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll take tomorrow off? You know what I mean? Though, like well, if you had $100 million, if I give you $100 million, like, and your job was fighting, you'd be like, fuck, I don't want to get punched. I got $100 million in the bank.
Well, never mind. I'll take tomorrow off. I mean, sure, that's tempting enough with $100 million. But if your job was getting punched in the face or punching another dude in the face, and you had $100 million in the bank, you might want to take the next day off.
Yeah, no, that's it, right? Like, okay, what are you doing? I don't know, man. You know what? I'm actually just going to buy a house in Bora Bora, and I'm just going to chill. I got $100 million. I don't give a fuck.
So let me ask you this. I think we've got to the end of this one. Let me ask you this. Have you ever seen Black Mirror?
No.
You've never seen Black Mirror? Well, it's a sci-fi show on Netflix. I highly recommend it. The reason I ask is this next story actually has a bit of a tie to it, because there's an episode about this. Microsoft has been granted a patent to digitally revive the dead. So I don't know if you may not follow me because you haven't actually seen the episode, but I'll tell you.
Hang on.
Sure.
Let me just see if I can get this straight.
Sure.
So digitally revive the dead. So basically, they're going to go through the brain. Like if you die,
you're way off.
Am I way off on this?
You're way off. It's not the brain.
Thank fuck. Okay, because I was like, Adam's dead. Like his heart stopped. We'll cut his brain out. Put a couple of paddles on there, and I can still do a show on Sunday. That's not how it's going to work.
No. But
thank fucking Christ, because I was literally shitting myself over here.
What they will do is they will create a chat bot that will digitally analyze your social media, your emails, your speaking patterns, your audio, your voice data, and it will create your likeness in the form of a chat bot, and who knows what else, possibly a video. We have these deep fakes that can mirror you. And this is an episode of Black Mirror. Is this person, a woman, has her husband pass away, and somebody says, you should try this, and it analyzes all of his emails, his speaking patterns, and whatever, and they type to each other. The next level is suddenly they analyze video, and they get a voice, and they get video chat, and then they fucking reanimate this person. But slowly but surely they find out that it's not all that accurate at some points.
So what you're saying to me right now,
Yeah.
is they're going to take the dead, and
Yeah.
what they want to do is they're going to use like the speech pattern. They're going to use everything. What's stopping them from splicing?
Splicing? What do you mean?
So okay, so I like Morgan Freeman's voice, but I like Matthew McConaughey's style. I like the way Brad Pitt looks, but I like Leo's hair. So you start mixing and matching and shit, and all of a sudden you got like this fucking plethora, and you're gonna have women at home. And I'm gonna use men. Men will be the first to do this, by the way. Don't think it's just women, but like men will be sitting at home on their computers, like make the ultimate woman that they think the ultimate woman is in their eyes, and they'll program it and go, okay, cool. Then that's in a little sex bot. So they're like, oh, okay, cool. And now this.
Listen, I don't think we're gonna actually get a physical being that comes over to your house and hangs out with you. Right now, it might just be a chat bot that, you know, posts on your Facebook after you passed away or whatever, right? Like, I don't know how far they intend to go on this. They're also recognizing or analyzing voice data, so you might get video chats or stuff like that at some point.
I would be the first one kicked off of Facebook.
Yeah.
My dead body would be the first one. Yeah, then the bot would be like, what the fuck are we doing here? The bot would commit suicide and Epstein himself. What happened? I'm downloading a virus. I'm done.
Well, and that's the thing that another thing that a caveat to this is you can actually train a digital replacement to yourself while you're still alive. Did you hear that,
ladies? You could have a choice between Adam and I as a future husband for the rest of eternity. Even after we're gone, you could still have the best of both worlds.
Well, other things that I found interesting about this story is they will create these bots for friends. You know, obviously that's whatever. Friends, fictional characters. You can analyze fictional texts and create Wolverine or Harry Potter or whatever to come hang out with you, and celebrities. You can have P. Diddy talk to you whenever you want.
Why the fuck would I want him to talk to me?
Because P. Diddy's in everything, right?
I want fucking Kid Rock come talk to me.
Kid Rock.
That's what I'm talking about. He's also in the news, but we'll leave that for another day. Yeah, no, man, it's just fucking creepy as shit.
It is creepy as shit. Would you train a digital replacement for yourself?
No. There's a reason. There's a reason why. Because there's got to be a line of reality and virtual reality. There has to be a line, a physical line. Like I speaking of somebody who lost their dad a couple months ago. Like when you're trying to close those doors and like it's sad at first, and then you're starting to remember the good memories, and it become more of a smile. If there was like my old man was like in the middle of us and like talking to me with the bot. You'd never have closure. Yeah. Do you know how badly that would be? We're in a world right now that can't mentally handle a school year. Do you think that they'll be able to handle when Kessel dies, that all of a sudden I'm going to have my little dog just kind of like bark at me every morning and like I got to take him outside for a virtual pee? Like, dude, there has to be a line. Like on our screen, there's a line on our screen that I can see. That's a line. We need to see that physical line. Like there has to be, because of closure. Like if we were all tough Russian robots from like the 1940s that didn't do anything, like it just were like, whatever you say is what we're doing, maybe then we could have it. But like, as you start to just become like, we live in a little softer community where they're not so much softer, they're educated more, I think it is. And then they have their feelings and stuff like that. And I understand. You can't do what you have to make sure there's closure there.
I get you. So what you're saying is, and I agree 100%, is that creating a digital approximation of somebody that's passed away would keep you from ever getting closure. With that said, if I ever die, I'm going to train a digital replacement of myself, and it's going to troll the shit out of everybody after I'm gone.
That's perfect. That is perfect. Because I'll be gone before you, so I don't even give a shit.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Dude, I treat my body like an amusement park. Like
I am gonna be a centaurian. I'm gonna live to be 100.
I think we all will.
You think we all will? Why?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, man. I just think that we're coming up on an age where hopefully they'll be able to just give you a pill. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole today.
Okay.
That'll be a tomorrow topic or our next time topic. What else do we got to cover, my friend?
I got a couple more topics. I don't know how much meat is on any of them, though.
Let's just kind of chew on a bone for the next couple of minutes. Let's go.
Okay, well, Tesla kills cats.
Moving right along.
You don't want to talk about that?
You refresh my memory on this one, please.
There's a person named Jamie Lynn Spears.
Oh, Britney's sister.
Is it Britney's sister? I don't know.
Yes.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay. And they've basically been calling out Elon Musk, saying that your Teslas kill cats. I've seen it kill, I think, 7 cats or something. And these cats are all dead because your Tesla doesn't make enough noise to stop the cats from getting ran over. So you need to make the Teslas make a noise so that the cats don't get ran over, because your Teslas are killing machines, cat killing machines.
You want to talk about privilege? Do you want to talk about privilege?
Sure.
You buy a Tesla to save the environment.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck gas. Like, I'm going to try and save the environment. Okay. The benefits of a Tesla, a silent feature, no sound of exhaust. It's just a quiet little hum as it goes down the road. Cool. Very expensive cars. Actually, not really that expensive to get a base model, but neither here nor there.
They are pretty expensive.
But when was the last time you bought a fucking like Dodge 2020 or 21 fucking truck for $90,000? Like they're getting pretty much on par with vehicles now, right?
Yeah.
Buy a Tesla. If it's killing cats, keep your cats inside.
Yeah.
Like what the fuck, man? Like you can't have it both ways. You can't go, I want to save the environment, but I want a loud car. Then go buy a fucking 68 LeBaron. Like and just put straight pipes in. Get rid of everybody's Cadillac converters and just let it roar. There you go. Save cats and just kill everybody in sight. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. It's a lose-lose. And because it's Britney Spears' little sister, why don't we just give her more publicity? Because you're using it for the wrong spot. Hey, save the environment, but fuck Tesla. Okay, so what? Like, I'm not too sure what you want me to do now.
Well, she actually did give a retractment saying that she doesn't blame Tesla. It's not Tesla's fault. Tesla isn't actually cat killing machine. And she said, I love Tesla. So I think there might have been a little bit of legal urging to put out a statement like that. Yeah.
Great. Now I got PETA sitting down at my place. I want me to save the environment, but I'm killing the environment. Fuck you.
And the other thing is apparently electronic cars already are mandated to have a sound so that they protect the blind, so that they don't hit blind people. So they do have a sound built in just so that people hear.
So blind people don't walk into them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're fucking driving, you would see them anyways, right?
I don't really totally. I guess it's. I don't know, man. It's something to.
But then if you're walking, usually have your headphones in, they're blaring, so you can't hear a fucking car anyways.
Well, there's that too. I mean, if you're blind and you have your headphones in, then you're walking around. That's probably a mistake.
Oh, blind people. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, you would be kind of fucked, eh?
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got for Tesla.
That's all you got for Tesla? Yeah, that's all we should have about for Tesla. Don't forget, guys, buy your Tesla stocks. Come on, guys. Let's get them stock properties up there.
You want to talk about Nancy Pelosi's stolen laptop?
Is it stolen though?
Yeah, it was. They broke into the Capitol. What is it? Capitol Hill, and fucking stole the laptop.
Anybody charged with theft of the laptop?
Yes, it is Riley June Williams was charged.
Did they get the laptop back?
I'm not sure if they've gotten it back yet. I think that's going to happen by the end of this legal process.
How do we know that they stole the laptop?
Well, there are several ways that there was footage that was actually supplied by a former romantic partner of Riley June Williams, who's charged as a way to get back because of a breakup. And when the footage was shown to shown to ITV showed the footage to her mother, and her mother said, "Oh yeah, that is her." So that's how we know it's her.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she tried to sell it to Russia, right? Am I mistaken?
Yes, she tried to sell it to Russia. And Russia wasn't interested because there was nothing but like slideshows for not Excel, but PowerPoint slideshows on it and garbage like that. There's nothing incriminating on it.
Could have been, but anyways, how bad of a fucking salesman are you, Adam? You can't sell Pelosi's goddamn laptop to Russia.
Yeah, you would think that'd be a pretty easy sale.
Dude, that'd be like you on your deathbed going, if you take this pill,
yeah,
you will live. And you're like, fuck it. I might grow titties. I'm done. I'm like, what? No. There's just no, like you're just back alive in 5 minutes. You get to walk out of the hospital.
What if it was a digital replacement of yourself?
Fuck you.
No,
Plug that right into my ass. But like, dude, how, like, that's America yet again. Like, we started to phone, like, the show off with fuck America. Like, America's so dumb. To prove it again.
Well, what does it say about Russia that they don't want to buy this laptop? Like, how do you not sell Nancy Pelosi's laptop? I don't get that. I don't get that.
Like,
what did they show them that there was nothing on it before they tried to sell it to them? Like, what the fuck?
Dude, what I would do is I would like call my buddies and like, let's put some dick pics on Pelosi's fucking laptop and send it back to her. I've been like, look at this. She just got dick pics on it. She's watching porn at work. And they'll be like, you got to go, Pelosi. You got to go.
How do you feel about her own mother diming her out?
Oh, what the fuck did you do?
Yeah.
To like your mother.
Yeah.
Was like, fuck you. It's you.
And an ex-lover.
She must not have been that good in bed.
Oh, burn.
She must not have been. Because like I don't know a lot of guys that are going to call in an ex. Well, I'd probably call a couple of mine, but.
Well, it doesn't necessarily say it's a guy. It could have been a woman. In fact,
vindictive bitch.
Well, I'm just saying it's somebody that was vindictive. That's all we really know.
Whoa. Are you saying there's a lesbian Trump supporter out there?
I am not saying anything.
If you are dropping bombs like that, a lesbian Trump supporter stole Nancy Pelosi's while infiltrating that building.
We have no reason to believe it's a lesbian. We have no reason to believe it's a female. But I'm just saying that there's a possibility that this vindictive person.
Are you saying that it's a possibility a transgender member of the community who supports Trump stole Nancy Pelosi's and on the way out almost killed AOC because her life was in danger?
I don't understand. Imply transgender in any way, shape, or form, actually.
You said you didn't know what it was. Could be transgender. Why are you assuming genders now? Why are you assuming genders? Why do I have to defend the people that haven't identified themselves? Why are you doing this, Adam? Why?
All I'm saying is that it was an ex-lover.
An ex-lover?
A vindictive ex-lover. Who got back at her by diming her out for espionage with Russia. Is that treason? I don't know what it is. When you take the Speaker of the House's personal property and try to sell it to a hostile country. Like, that's a fucking burnt lover.
You know what, though? Like, that is a James Bond movie.
Yeah, it is.
That's a James, like, what happened?
Except for James Bond's mom wouldn't dime him out.
Imagine that. Adam's like, hey, you gotta. It was James Bond. It wasn't anybody. It was Bond. You're like, oh, come on. No, wow. Like, how did I want to know how they broke up? Like, how pissed are you that you went and dimed out your old lady?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing something pretty fucking bad. And here's the thing is, they must have been together within the last week or so, right? Because how else would they know about the laptop?
Oh.
So it's got to be a pretty recent breakup.
She pulled the old strap-on on. It was like, your turn. I was going to bang you on Nancy Pelosi's laptop.
Maybe.
And it's like, done.
Maybe. What about this? Is they were together for years. Then she got that fucking laptop. Said, I got my $1 million ticket to Russia. Fuck you. We're done. And that didn't work out. So
the old dump and change.
Yeah, use the fucking thing that was being used against him or her against Riley June Williams.
Okay, let's talk about this for a second. At what point would you dime your ex out?
It'd have to be a pretty bad breakup.
No, but like what level would you be like, okay, bank robbery? Would you be like, if they're like, hey, if you know this person, you're like, son of a bitch. Would you rat somebody out for a bank robbery? Nobody was injured, probably walked away with a couple of grand.
I probably would not know.
Okay.
I'd probably say it's none of my business.
Not of what it says, yeah, it's just me just minding my fucking business. House is on fire. You're like, okay. Murder. Would you turn an ex in for murder?
I don't know, man.
No, but like, where is the line, right? Do you know what I mean, though? Like woman goes.
Would you turn an ex in for treason?
Dude, I turned a couple of my exes. I turned them in for fucking jaywalking.
And that's the thing is I think the crime is less important than the crime of the heart that was done to the ex-lover.
It wasn't treason. It was attempted treason because she couldn't sell it.
Isn't there a rule in the law that if you would have done it and there's nothing preventing you, had there been nothing preventing you, you're just as guilty as if you had actually done it?
But dude, that makes all of us then. That makes you and I, because if we were to sell it to Russia, do you know what I mean though? Like so both of us don't have we don't have the laptop. Hey, I don't even know anybody in fucking
but
Russia.
You have to actually put the attempt in. Like if you were attempting to do something illegal and somehow it didn't work out, you're just as guilty as if it had.
And what am I missing about?
Listen, that's high school law. I don't really want to quote that too much. I'm not a lawyer, but that's what I remember from it.
But like, what happens to like? Do they just have like Russian spies kicking around America that like everybody knows?
Apparently Russian spy Trump supporters.
Yeah, like if I gave you Nancy Pelosi's laptop, I was like, let's sell it to Russia. How the fuck do we sell it to Russia? like, do you know what I mean? Like,
tweet Vladimir Putin.
Hey, Poots. I'll just type it in because he's watching. Poots, I've got the Pelosi laptop here. Like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, how do you do it?
I have no idea, man. I have no idea how you would even get in contact with Russia for something like that.
I don't even know how to fucking call Russia, let alone fucking. You know what I mean? Like, I know where Russia is. I don't know how to call Russia.
This is what you do. You find someone on Facebook or whatever that is in Russia. You make friends with them. You get their phone number. And you call them up and you say, hey, I have Nancy Pelosi's laptop. And then the people who are listening to the lines in the government from Russia will contact you.
Oh, the KGB. Just knock on your door. Pelosi, laptop. Thank you.
We would like the laptop.
They just send in like 7 Ivan Dragos. Yeah. You're like, well, I'm done here.
All right.
Here you go. $1 million? No. Get to live. Okay. Even better. I'll go to prison for treason now.
Well, if you're still in America or Canada, in our case, you're probably safe.
What would you take if you were in that? If you were into that thing that happened 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, what would you take out of the building? Like, if you're like, fuck it, I'm here anyways, I might as well take something. What would you take?
I like the podium. I thought that was
You would take the podium, eh?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I would too. You took the podium, I'd take a painting. And then we'd have it set up in like the basement.
You could probably sell those paintings though. Podium. Then again, I guess
I'd have it in the basement. I'd have it in the basement. And I would just do fake news conference. I get all drunk with my buddies and make fucking could you imagine? My friends, we are gathered here today in the Oval Office, and just start making shit up like, I'm leader of the House, I'm Nancy Pelosi, and grab a little hammer.
Dude, we would make the sickest YouTube channel with that. Man, it'd only be a matter of weeks before celebrities are going, you know what? I'd like to make an address to the union too.
Exactly.
The Rock is coming over to our house.
Like they're just shooting movies with it now. They're like, you know what? Screw it. Who cares?
Yeah, I need to get on that YouTube channel and address the nation.
Dude, it's true.
Still got that fucking podium. I'm coming over.
Right on. I got her, boys. I got her.
Nicolas Cage is coming over to address the union.
That's exactly it. Yeah, I've got the Independence Day thing there, whatever it's called. The Declaration of Independence. Man, that seems to be about it for me today. Anything for you?
I think that's it. Tractor says he would have been here sooner, but he had some issues at the house. Good to see you, Tractorhead.
Yeah, he's probably watching Green Bay lose or Bills Mafia, whichever one. Bills Mafia, I hope you guys are winning. I haven't looked at the score because it's just shitty sports.
Sure, man.
I hate you.
All right, man.
That's it for me, man. Do you have anything else for me?
No, I think that's it, man. Thanks for watching, guys.
Next week, same time, same bad channel. I don't know.
I will tell you off the air, but I have no idea what's going on next week for me. Like, it's kind of going to be a shit show.
All right, no problem. We'll talk about it off the air.